Washington, D.C. has no shortage of ghost stories, and the Capitol building is no exception. Legend has it that an evil black cat known as Demon Cat haunts the underground of the buildings of Capitol Hill. Demon Cat's origin stems back hundreds of years. Back when the Capitol building was first built, the Capitol Hill buildings were suffering from a severe rat infestation. In order to get rid of the vermin, workers brought in cats to hunt the pesky rodents. After getting rid of the rats, most of the cats either left or were adopted by the personnel who worked here. That is, all but one. Legend has it that one creepy black cat was left alone in the basement of the Capitol building, and after it died, its soul remained here in its resting place. Since then, Demon Cat has been said to have returned periodically from the afterlife. Witnesses reported that a small black cat with glowing eyes would appear late at night and approach those who saw him. However, when approached, the cat would grow to the size of a huge tiger and attack the witnesses, disappearing right before reaching its victims. Sightings have been reported shortly before key national tragedies, including the Lincoln and Kennedy assassinations and the attack on Pearl Harbor. Some say that these reports are nothing but tall tales from spooked out security guards. It would be unusual to spot a black cat every now and then, and late night shifts can make you see things that aren't really there. But the legend of this ghostly feline lives on despite the skeptics. I guess we'll not have to wait and see if Demon Cat ever makes another appearance. But if it does, we better watch out for the chaos that will ensue.
Legend has it that the Demon Cat has made its home behind these bars in this basement, which was intended to be a burial chamber for George Washington. His body was placed at Mount Vernon. In 1830, a gardener was fired by Mount Vernon estate, and he wanted to get his revenge by stealing Washington's skull. While his main mission was unsuccessful, rumor has it that he got away with a lock of the former president's hair and with the skull of one of his distant relatives. George Washington's body was then moved to a more secure vault at Mount Vernon where he could lay peacefully. But with all of the unrest that his corpse has endured, some say his spirit was disrupted and now lingers in this room called the Capitol Crypt, which is directly above his intended burial place. And he's not alone. Those who walk by the crypt at night have seen the statues moving, suggesting they're inhabited by the souls of those they represent. For many years, George Washington's chamber, which is 2 floors below us right now, held President Lincoln's catafalque, the wooden platform that supported his coffin when he was lying in state. That catafalque has also been used for many of our nation's leaders, including abolitionist Senator Charles Sumner, who was beat nearly to death with a cane by a pro-slavery senator. Unknown soldiers from World War II were also laid on a catafalque, as was nearly every US president, and most recently, RBG. With this kind of rich history, it's no wonder that familiar shadowy figures appear on the walls. Whether they have returned from the afterlife to watch over DC or to haunt those who stood against them has yet to be seen.
In 1890, a news reporter fatally shot former Kentucky Congressman William Talby on these marble steps in the House wing of the Capitol. The reporter, Charles Kincaid, and Talby had an ongoing feud after Kincaid published an article that exposed Talby's premarital affair with a woman in the U.S. Patent Office. Some say Talby continues to trip journalists and members of the press on these stairs to get his revenge on the reporter who ruined his reputation and then murdered him right here. Others report having heard Talby's mumbling and moaning or even seeing the former congressman's tall figure lurking around this staircase. To this day, 130 years later, a stubborn blood stain remains right here on the staircase where he was shot. The blood has proven to be resistant to all cleaning agents, leaving an eerie reminder of the gruesome event that took place here. Talby's not the only man who has met his death within these walls. In this room, the old Supreme Court chamber, which was built in 1806, showcased a vaulted ceiling, the first of its kind in the United States. Unfortunately, this engineering feat would also be the downfall of the architect's assistant, who removed the room's wooden temporary frame too early and was crushed under the weight of the collapsed vault. With his last words, he reportedly cursed the Capitol building and all who attempted to build upon it.
Stories like these are abound in the U.S. Capitol. One day in the future, we would love to have you join us for a full Capitol tour. Until then, we hope you stay safe and healthy during this spooky season.